Okay, so let's bring ourselves right here into the present, into the moment, into the presence of each other's loving kindness, each other's loving presence. As we've just had a conversation about how important that is in all of our lives, knowing that we all have love in our hearts and we are all so willing to give love. And that sometimes when we are faced with challenging people, challenging situations, it can actually challenge us. And sometimes for a few moments, a few hours, a few days or weeks, those challenges can really bring out our ego because we feel unloved or we feel challenged or we feel unsure of how to deal with situations. But in reality, we all have love in our hearts. And when we can go deep into that love, we can overcome those challenges. And in particular, the challenges with other people. Understanding that when they present us with challenges, we can choose to become attached. We can choose to ruminate on the past or worry about those challenges as they come into our future. But when we stop and really pay attention, there's always going to be a message in the challenge. And when we open our hearts to whatever that message is, we can reframe it. We can reframe the relationship to understand that we have our best interests and heart. And we also understand that others are meeting with challenges. And for whatever reason, they are encroaching on our peace. And so instead of becoming attached or ruminating or worrying, feeling anxious, we can think about that person or people, holding them in our hearts. And so right now, just bring that person or group of people into your heart center. In the past, when we've gone into our heart center, we've always brought people into our hearts who have given us unconditional love. But today we're going to bring someone or group of people into our heart center who need our unconditional love. Even though it may seem like they have harmed us, or even though it may seem like their harm is intentional, we can still bring them into our heart center and send them unconditional love. It doesn't mean that we accept wrong or thoughtless behavior. It doesn't mean that we continue to allow them to harm us in whatever way it is harming. It simply means that we are approaching them with a softer heart and an open mind. So just bringing that person or people into our heart center and just feel what that feels like. It might feel anxious. It might feel like empathy forming. It might feel like sadness or anger, and all of that is okay, whatever is there. We are simply noticing the feeling that we have attributed to that person or group. And as we sit with that feeling in our own heart center, we want to flood them with our unconditional love. It may seem tricky. It may seem hard. But in this particular case, with sending loving kindness to others who really need it, is also opening our own hearts where we may have closed off to that person or people. So just noticing right now, what is there for you? And as you notice that feeling, that emotion that is tied to that person, just bringing into awareness the feeling of what it might be like to wrap your arms around them and just hold them, holding them close, heart to heart, as our heartbeat, our loving kindness heartbeat, breathes the energy into their heart. And we don't have to wait for them to accept it or expect them to accept it. Because when we have expectations and they are not met, it causes us more harm. So we're wrapping our arms around them heart to heart with no expectation of acceptance of our love. We are simply sending what we know best. Our love has powerful energy. And now taking that loving energy that you have just given to that person and bringing it back to ourselves as if we are wrapping our own arms around ourselves with the most powerful, loving energy that we can. Because we may have been hurt by that person or that group. We may need some loving kindness to accept the way we have been treated. We may need to build ourselves up because we deserve loving kindness. Knowing that we are loving, kind people, we can bring that loving kindness to ourselves. And as we do so, just noticing, simply noticing, where are those feelings now that you felt when you first brought that person or group into your heart? Are they still there? In which case we may have to send more loving kindness. Or have they started to fade? Because we know the power of our own heart. And if you've noticed that they've faded, just sitting with that feeling, the new feelings for a moment. And if you need some more loving kindness towards yourself, bring that into your awareness. And now bringing that loving kindness to our family and friends, the ones we know love us, the ones that we feel buoyed by whenever we are with them. They may not always tell us they love us. They may not always show us they love us. But it's an energy that we feel whenever we are with them, that they love and appreciate us. And so in turn, we are going to love and appreciate them through our words, through our service, through our physical attraction or affection to them. Knowing what our love language is, we can really send that to other people. And as we have just sent this loving kindness to others, our family and friends, noticing where that is sitting in your mind, body, and spirit. Feeling that love through your whole body. And realizing that you can access that at any time, anywhere. Knowing that when people hurt us, we can send them loving kindness that may be more for ourselves than other people. But we all have huge hearts and good intentions. Just sitting for a moment in the glow of that heart, that love, and that intention. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings find peace.